So, very good evening, everyone who's ever listening to me. So, we are back here from Masa University, and I'm Ashutosh, a lecturer in pharmacy from Faculty of Pharmacy, Masa University. So, today in this influential talk in the evening, for a few minutes, I would like to talk to you about the resistance of drug, as the topic says. Well, it's a big topic, have been debated throughout the world. Even after debate, it still continues to be a problem in the world of medicine. Okay? How? Just before going into what WHO has to say or the World Research Organizations have to say, I'll just give you a very quick, small figure just to make you realize how deep rooted this problem is for you. Do you know how many people die just because of this resistance? Then I will tell you what resistance is, what I am meaning about it. Approximately 4.95 million people died in 2019 alone, just in one year. The year just before we hit by the pandemic and we locked up inside? Yes, just in one year, in 2019, 4.95 million people died, as reported, I'm saying, right? As reported. We don't know how many went unreported in the world, in many parts of the world where we do not have much of the regulation or regulatory bodies are not so until deep rooted, right? And now the alarming part. In the upcoming approximately 30 years, that is by the time we reach 2050, this figure of 4.95 million may double up and reach up to 10 million people dying every year. So, yes, just alone I'm talking about antimicrobial resistance. Now, I just give you a quick recap what WHO had to say about AMR and what is AMR. Antimicrobial resistance is nothing but when you fell sick, either you are getting infected by bacteria or some sort of microbes. You go to a doctor, he prescribes you an antibiotic that you always consider because I also hear in practice from patients that antibiotics are. It is for something to improve my immunity or it's something like a mandatory pill to take when you are sick. That's where we go wrong. When an irresponsible use of medicine happens, especially antibiotics, we give food to microbes, particularly bacteria, and they develop resistance. And the resistance is actually, after some time, those bacteria which infected you this time when you fell sick, they develop resistance power that makes them powerful enough that the antibiotic is not effective anymore. It will not kill the bacteria anymore. And just imagine if you fell sick again, or that bacteria goes and infects some other being, your family member, friend, circle, any other human kind or animal on earth, and is already resistant with previous antibiotic. Will it work? The answer is clear-cut capitals no. That's antimicrobial resistance is, which has killed approximately 5 million people, 4.95 approx in year 2019 alone. I'm not talking about other diseases anyway here, heart attack, stroke, all these things come separately. Yeah? It's just talking about the bacterial infection and patient died because antibiotics were not useful to kill those bacteria infected in the body. Right? So, now I would like to tell you something about why it happens, how it happens. Few of the contributing factors so that you can know that how to tackle it. So first thing, I don't go on to the social aspects first, the prescriber aspect, the over-prescribing of antibiotics. So, as per the healthcare provider purview, the prescribers, they should avoid antibiotics unless it's not needed. Second, patience. You should not push your prescriber to prescribe you antibiotics. Do not influence in any way possible. Right? So from the prescriber side, there should not be any over-prescribing. It should be optimized as needed. Right? Reusing. Well, in society, often have practice that you have a similar symptoms and you have some leftover medicine from previous prescription or somebody else's. You share, right? You take a drug that's like used by your brother, sibling, or anyone. You share it, saying that oh, it's like similar symptoms. What? That's not right. That contributes again to resistance. Previous prescription, you reuse it. Like, it's a similar symptom, just let's go and take the same. Contributing factor. Second, non-compliance. Again, it's a very deep-rooted problem where a habit is there. Oh, after 2 days of drug, I'm feeling okay already now. You know, that's okay la factor comes in. I'm already okay la. Huh? I'm feeling better after 3 or 4 doses. But that la factor creates another rift. Your body has recovered from the symptoms, but bacteria inside your body has not died completely. And those leftover bacteria, which are not completely dead, will develop resistance, strength against that antibiotic, that medicine, and they will fight back. Next time, that antibiotic is useless, won't be able to affect it anymore, right? That's another problem. Non-compliance. In any case, there should not be that. Another major factor, let's say not all, vegetarians are not included, but I like chicken, some like mutton, some like beef, some like fishes. But do you know how dangerous they have become nowadays? Reason. In poultry farming or livestock farming, the usage of antibiotics have increased. Definitely illegally, they are not allowed, but being used only for the purpose that prophylaxis basis it will protect them from developing diseases and all and their crop. Well, livestock is a crop for the farmer who is growing chicken and mutton, lamb and goats, etc. They use it. And from there, it reaches to our homes on our plates. So even if you are not getting that medicine from the pharmacy or the hospital or clinic, still it's reaching into your kitchen, onto your plate. Right? After this, unsafe disposal. What do you mean by disposal? How many of you just honestly tell me after this or answer yourself if you can't answer me there or you can comment on our page. You actually thought about disposing the unused and expired medicine at your home? If you never thought of it, what you gonna do? I tell you what you're gonna do. Probably you will just dump into the kitchen dustbin or your stationary rubbish bin. Am I right? Or not? Majority will say yes, I know. Right? At that position, what will happen? If it is not properly discarded, how the medicine is supposed to be, antibiotics supposed to be, they will be dumped into the dump yard. Wet by the rain, the chemicals, the drugs slowly leach into the soil, slowly goes into the plants, rivers, waterbed, underground water. After that, Isolongor will pick it up and send back to your house. That's what's gonna happen. Not safe. Proper disposal is again another thing that you need to take up. Okay? Lastly comes the hygiene. In my experience, 9 out of 10 people, when I ask, you know how to wash hands? They can't say confidently, yes, I know. You have been washing hands since beginning. I think in COVID time, at least, if we never learn anything, at least we learn how to wash hands. Okay? There are 11, 12 steps to wash hands that need to be followed each time, before, after having meal, And if you're having problems on this kind of scenario, as frequent as possible. Sanitizer is not a solution because I have got this answer before. Oh, it's okay now. I couldn't wash hand, I didn't have water supply or something. I just drop on some on my hand. Done. No. It's an emergency thing. Sanitizer is an emergency thing. It's not a replacement for your hand washing. After hand washing, you apply your sanitizer, fine. Just to foolproof the system. But if you do not wash your hands, for superficial debris at least, the sanitizer is going to kill everything and all the dirt is going to stay on your hands only. The dead bacteria with the toxin inside their body going to stay on your hands only. They are not going anywhere. Right? So hand washing, keeping hygiene is very important. After that comes the surrounding, the sweeping and mopping with antibacterial, antimicrobial fluids, etc., washing the home, clearing up the air, fumigating, cleaning your shelves, dishes, including clothes, everything. These all contributes to your hygiene. After that, we go to clinic and hospitals. The patient flow will be very high. For instance, in the case of pandemic time when hospitals were fully occupied, the major problem there is keeping up the aseptic environment, the keeping up the micro-free environment, right? So that's contribute as well. Hospital people go because they are sick. It's not a public workplace. So if it is not necessary, I know we want to go and see our loved ones, our friends and families, but it's not a park. He is sick, he is there admitted, go only if it is necessary, or wait until he is out, or she is out. Okay? Because this movement can help maintaining the hygiene and aseptic environment in clinic hospital. Well, these were the major points, places, or sources from where these resistance develops or contributes there. Now, as citizens, what is our job scope and our responsibility to avoid that? Have anything in your mind? No? I know why. The reason, when you go to a pharmacy and you ask for antibiotics, a pharmacist doesn't give you. But somehow maybe how you source or from where it's sourced, yes, but there are certain conditions where you get source of antibiotics other than the proper prescription one. Never do that. Never take an antibiotic, any antimicrobial agent or drug other than a prescriber, registered medical practitioner, a doctor prescribed it and dispensed by a pharmacist. Never do that. That's the first and foremost condition for everyone, including me, you, whosoever on earth is human. Definitely, other than human, nobody goes to pharmacy to buy it. Right? Okay. Second, even if you feel better after 2 days, 3 days, or 1 day, do not stop the therapy. Complete the course. In general, antibiotics are prescribed for 5 days. Complete the course. Do not stop it. Alright? Never share how much you love your friend, how much you love your girlfriend, how much you love your family. Please do not share your medicines with them. It's not going to make you a bad person, it's going to make you a good person who is saving them from future hurdles and problems. Okay? Hygiene, cleanliness, definitely you need to maintain, as I mentioned. Plus, dispose your drugs responsibly. Maybe you can go to our website and our YouTube channel. We had previous sessions talking about how to dispose them safely. So I'm not going to talk much about that. You can go and view that. Today I will just say, if you can't figure out anything, you do not know how to dispose safely, collect all. Whenever next time you are passing by a clinic, government clinic or hospital, drop there. Safest. Don't worry, nobody will ask you a question. Alright? Expired or unexpired medicine, whatever at home, not required, not in prescription, drop it to any government clinic or hospital. Right? Well, in this nutshell, I'm closing my talk now. I hope you had a good session. Good evening, good day, bye bye.